So the big question is this: how do aspiring real estate investors like us escape from the rat race and build real wealth and freedom without access to millions of dollars in investment capital and start to live the life that we know we deserve? This is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Zack Childress, and welcome to Real Estate Investing Talk Show. Let's talk about the topic today. I'm not going to keep you too long today. I'm going to try to keep these around 30 minutes or so, not an hour. I know some of you guys love the show, but some of you have a hard time staying on for an hour with me. So, but I'm going to give you some pointers today. Number one pointer I'm going to give you is this right here, this book right here. If you don't have this book, you need to get this book. This book by far will give you the best direction when it comes to getting into this business, getting started. It's called My First Deal Playbook. It's my second bestseller, and this thing is flying off shelves. I mean, you can pick it up at Amazon.com. Just go over there, type in My First Deal Playbook. It'll pop up. I think it's like $6 or something. Over on Amazon, but I give you a ton of stuff when you get the book to just get started with us. But finding the best deals is on page 36. 36 in this book is going to kind of help you understand what we're talking about today, which, look, finding deals is great. And sometimes people say, well, look, Zack, I'm looking for deals. But, I'm not finding them as quick as I like to. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some pointers on how to speed that process up. So I want you to write this stuff down, okay? You want to get into the business. And look, there's something you've got to understand real quick. There's a difference between a lead and a deal, okay? Leads are everything that comes to us from marketing. Deals are things that we get that we have under contract. So when we're talking about the fastest way to get a deal, we're talking about how do we get a lead quickly and then turn that lead into a deal quickly because we want to get paid, right? So the number one way to achieve that is you got to create the right streams of lead flow that you can contract quickly. That's where a deal comes from. You could have a great lead flow, but if you and 15 other people are going after the same lead flow, do you understand? It will become harder for you to take that lead to a deal quickly because other people are trying to get it into a deal too. For instance, like the MLS. The MLS is literally the fastest way to find a lead, but not the fastest way to find a deal, okay? So I want to make sure that we're on the same page with this communication because I could go log into the MLS and find all kinds of leads, but getting them into a deal is really hard because why? Well, one, there's competition that everybody's looking at it and all their agents. Number two, I've got to find something that could be a potential deal, so I got to run numbers and make sure that it's something that I do want to contract. So that becomes harder, even though mentally it seems the easiest way because we look at it from a lead flow and not from a deal flow. That's the psychology that I need you to switch your brain to, right? Is like, yeah, there's a lot of easy ways to find leads, but what is going to be easier to find deals, okay? For instance, I could call Craigslist ads, right? Yeah, I could call Craigslist ads. And yeah, it's an easy lead. I log in, go to Craigslist, there's leads there. But are they going to be easy to get into deals, right? So how do we create deals the fastest way possible? Well, we have to work for streams that don't have a lot of competition. So one of the ways that what I'm doing right now, because markets change constantly, and what I was doing 2 years ago is not what I'm doing today. But where we're finding that we're contracting deals very quickly, meaning that we're getting the deals under contract, one is door knocking. Door knocking is absolutely one of the fastest ways right now to contract deals. And my partner out in the field is mastering this skill set. We find a location that we see a deal in and we're working a deal. Well, we canvass the neighborhood. We go around, knock on all the doors. We pull a foreclosure list and we go knock on those doors. And he's out there every day. Every day he's out there. He's at least knocking on anywhere from 10 to 15 doors a day on a good day. On a bad day, 5 doors a day. And the reason that I'm saying that is because it's the fastest way. You're there, you're at the property, you have a motivated seller, you've pulled a foreclosure list, you've pulled some type of awareness of pain. So you go to that property, you're not waiting on direct mail to hit. You go, you knock on the door, you've got them there, you're talking to them, nobody else is there, and so you can contract it. So it's literally, we're there, we're moving it into a deal. That's one way. The second way that we're getting really good deals is through our property management companies, Steal, because they have burned out landlords that they still need to get rid of. And we're able to contract those quickly because as soon as they notify us, hey, we've got a landlord interest to sell, boom, we're on it. They're right there with them. I just picked up one in our market here. The guy's burned out. He's got 50 properties. Boom, I'll buy them all. Let's go. So with those two streams, we're moving to the deal quickly, not the lead. Let's get clear. It's not always about how many leads you can get. It's about how do I create exclusivity to get to the deal that not everybody else is coming on, okay? So, and the other side of it is I'm always marketing for wholesalers. I'm looking for wholesalers left and right because remember, the wholesaler is in the business of what? Finding leads that they can get to an investor that the investor can then close on the deal. So if you're in the buying mode, and you should be in a buying mode right now. If you're buying for flips or buying for rentals, you need to be connected with every wholesaler in the marketplace. I mean, that's just inevitable right now. Inevitable. So let me just walk you through a little, and I'm not going to share too much with you right now, but I'm going to give you some simple processes. Number one, when you find a good area, when you find a niched area, a little cluster zone, and you want those, I teach this at the event. I teach this strategy at the event, and people who use it love it. When I get one deal or I find an area that I want, immediately what I do is I go to the U.S. Postal Service's website and I go to Mail Every House. They have a platform in there where you can do direct mail to every single house in that neighborhood. When I find that cluster zone, I drop a mail piece to every single property in that cluster zone. Boom. Hey, are you looking to sell? I'm looking to buy. I can close quickly. Call me today. We'll set a meeting. And what that does for me is it isolates me into specific hot zones that I can find the best deals the fastest way possible, because now I'm not wasting. And don't get confused. I'm not saying find the leads the fastest, but the deals the fastest, okay? Look, I can beat anybody to the punch when it comes to leads, but getting the deal, I'm competing with other people too, right? Because if I'm working a lead source that everybody else is working, I'm going to have a hard time getting that to a deal as fast as possible. So I've got to figure out little strategies that allow me to be exclusive to that lead so that I can get it to a deal fast. Not the lead, but the deal fast, okay? And when you find those cluster zones and you drop mail to every single property in that neighborhood, the U.S. Postal Service offers this at the event. We teach this. I share with you all the websites and how to do it. I share with you the postcards that we use. You drop it on them in that cluster zone. So now what happens is these aren't people that everybody else is mailing to. These are people that were like, yeah, I do want to sell. Let's say I drop it on 800 people and I get 3 deals out of there. Great, I won. Nobody else dropped it on them. They may not have even had a pain point. They might have just wanted to sell quickly and get out of there. The other thing right now that's helping me win too is I'm pulling list. And I've changed my entire mailing game because everybody else is mailing to, all the same stuff. But I'm pulling list of code violations. Grass code, vacancy violations, damaged property violations. And I'm mailing to those people and I'm saying, hey, look, you're in violation. You're going to pay fines and penalties. If you don't have enough money to fix this property the way that the city wants it, call me and I can help you out of your situation. When it comes to code violations and inherited list and door knocking in my property management companies, I'm staying super busy. I got 9 rehabs going right now. And I think I might have 3 more that we're going to be closing on in the next 2 weeks. I mean, I'm staying super busy. Where everybody else is fighting to find a deal, I'm not. I mean, I got one to go look. I looked at one yesterday with my partner. I got one to go look at today. I mean, they're out there. I'm finding apartment deals all over the place. I just found a 50-unit apartment deal in Georgia, outside of Macon, Georgia. 50-unit apartment deal that has like a 24% cap rate on it. 24% cap rate. Do you understand what that breaks out to be? I mean, that's golden. And it's 80% occupied right now. So the deals are there, guys, but you got to set up these relationships. You got to set up these management. I got that from a management company. I just started calling the management company. And I teach you guys to do this. I even give you scripts to do this at the event. You just don't do it. Right? I mean, this is what we used to do. We're changing the event structure in Dallas, because we're just changing it because of the new market and the new things we got to do. But this is the type of stuff you got to understand. Like, if you won't do what we tell you to do, it's going to be hard for you to get anything done. So 50-unit apartment deal, 80% occupied, 25% cap rate, got the seller all the way down to $16,000 a door, and the rents are $400, right? So, I mean, that was from a management company. Boom, I'm all over that one. Let's go. Let's rock. Let's put it together, right? Let's get this deal closed. But you got to start thinking not lead flow. You got to start thinking deal flow. That's the hashtag for today. Hashtag not leads, but deals. That's your hashtag, not leads, but deals. Look, anybody can go chase leads down, but are they going to be the right leads? If there's a lot of competition and everybody can see them, then you're going to have a harder process to turning that lead into a deal. So you got to think not so much lead flow as you do deal flow. Yeah, look, there's all kinds of lead flows out there, but which one is going to give me easier access to deals, as in less competition? And that's how we get the fastest way to get a deal. The fastest way to get a deal is not so much the fastest way to get a lead, but it's changing your thinking process to what's the fastest way to get a deal? To work a lead flow that doesn't have as much competition. That's the fastest way. You may not have as many leads, but I guarantee you'll have more deal opportunities because you won't have as much competition when it comes to that. So you got to really put that together, guys. You got to think about it. And that's the conversation today, is really about changing your mindset from a lead. I got to find leads. I got to find leads. I got to find leads, to quality, right? Look, we can all play the Walmart game, but right now is the wrong time to play that game because everybody and their mother is trying to play lead generation. You need to be looking for relationships and sources of leads that have limited competition. Why do you look? A year and a half ago, I started telling everybody, you need to get back into door knocking. You need to get back into. A year and a half ago, I started telling everybody at the seminars, you need to get back into door knocking. You need to hire someone to do it if you don't want to do it. You need to get back into door knocking. I did a whole training on it. Like, this is how you need to do door knocking. This is what door knocking is all about. Here's what you say at the door. Here's how you approach the door. Here's what you do when you're there. I went through the whole process. Because why? I knew we were going this route. I knew the competition was coming in, but what else I knew is if the competition is coming in, they're all going to be doing the same thing we're doing now. So we got to get ahead of them. And how do we get ahead of them? We get in front of the door. We get in front of the door. We build stronger relationships with management companies. We catch the inherited list once they come out and probate and they're getting inherited. We catch that side. We catch the code violations because a lot of people just don't do that. They don't know how to pull the list. It's literally go to the city and you can pull it. That's what I'm talking about. You got to change your game up a little bit. You got to move with the cycle. You got to stay in front of people because they're all coming in doing the same thing. Look, yeah, I get it. Mailing foreclosures is powerful, but why would I mail to them if everybody else is mailing to them? I'm going to pull a list and go knock on the door. But here's what I will say. I still mail to them because we will mail a postcard out that simply says, hey, we hoped you enjoyed our visit when we came by. We'd love to talk to you more. If we haven't already helped you with your challenge with your property, please follow back up with us. We mail that. The same time we head out to go knock on the door. Do you see where I'm at? I'm ahead of the game. So now I'm knocking on the door, and by the time I leave, I'm letting them know, hey, look, I'll send you something in the mail. So literally the next day or 2 days later, they're getting a piece of mail from me that says, hey, we enjoyed being able to come by and talk to you about your property. If not, they're getting that. If they weren't there when I knocked and I did a door hanger and left it behind, they're going, oh man, this was the guys that came by. I should reach out to them and talk to them. You gotta think quick in this game, guys. You gotta get out there and you gotta be quick about this. You gotta be thinking, look, competition is good, because here's why. It makes you reevaluate your current situation. I embrace competition. Because here's why. At the end of the day, I'm not in competition with them. I'm in competition with myself. And I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. And that's what it boils down to. But I enjoy competition, because what it does for me is when competition increases, it makes me realize that I got to be innovative. I got to change some things. I also need to be prepared for what's coming. That's how I look at it. And so you should look at it the same way. The market's changing, guys, and you need to be ready for it. All right, everyone. Zack Childress here. I'll see you on the other side next week. Bye now. You've been listening to the Real Estate Investing Talk Show. I'm Zack Childress, and I'm on a mission to create 10,000 real estate bosses over the next year. Will you be one of them? Head over to my website, reisuccessacademy.com/web class, and register for my free web class, where you'll discover how to escape from the 9-to-5 grind and become your own boss in real estate. See you there.